U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris is scheduled to be meeting this morning with Thailand's Prime Minister. She's been in Bangkok representing the U.S. at the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit, which just concluded. Chinese President Xi Jinping is also there, and on Saturday, the two spoke briefly. Well, afterward, the vice president tweeted that during their exchange, she reiterated the importance of open communications to manage competition between the two countries. Harris also condemned North Korea's latest missile launch on Friday. The young daughter of North Korea's leader made her first public appearance during that launch. These images appear to show them holding hands as they inspect a powerful intercontinental ballistic missile. CNN's Will Ripley has more.
U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris and Chinese President Xi Jinping exchanged brief words on the sidelines of the APEC summit here in Bangkok, talking about the importance of avoiding conflict and encouraging cooperation on issues of global concern. That's according to Chinese state media's readout of the brief conversation. One issue, though, that the United States and China are not really cooperating on is the issue of North Korea, which has been launching missiles at an unprecedented pace throughout the year, including this ICBM launch of what North Korea calls a new kind of long-range missile capable of striking, according to the Japanese government, pretty much anywhere in the United States and potentially most of the world, excluding some portions of South America. If you look at the possible trajectory distance of this missile that was tested, the missile test was pretty striking when you look at the photos released by North Korean state media on Saturday morning. It was rising up over the Sunan area of Pyongyang near the Pyongyang International Airport. Kim Jong-un, the North Korean leader, was there with his wife, and for the first time, his daughter, believed to be around 9 years old, identified by North Korean state media and appearing right alongside her dad as they walked around this gigantic missile, dwarfed by the size of the transporter erector launch vehicle that was used to fire the missile, basically more than 3,700 miles or 6,000 kilometers up into space before it splashed down in the waters near Japan. Had the trajectory been different, the missile could have traveled much farther, the Japanese government warns, and yet there has really been little in terms of substantive consequences this year with all of these North Korean missile launch events, at least 34. If you look at the calendar on some of those days, North Korea launching multiple missiles at once. North Korea claiming to have launched around 50 ballistic missiles so far this year. That's more than any other year in North Korean history, and certainly it comes at a time that there are growing concerns about a seventh underground nuclear test. And the fact of the matter is, China, which does have the ability to heavily enforce sanctions and put pressure on North Korea from the perspective of the U.S. and its allies, it's simply not doing that. China and Russia, with veto power at the United Nations Security Council, are basically saying that all sides need to remain calm, even though the U.S. says it's North Korea that continues to provoke the situation. Will Ripley, CNN, Bangkok.